So today we're back in my garage, and I'm going to do an install on this. This is a level 2 EV charger from Shockflo. I believe it's the S1 model, but this is the box it comes in. Now, one thing you will need in order to utilize this is a NEMA 1450 plug, and of course an electric vehicle that you can plug this into. So today, without further ado, I guess, we're gonna do an unboxing of this specific EV charger, see everything that it comes with. We're gonna do a quick installation here on the wall, and then we're gonna plug it into, well, I have a Hyundai Ioniq 6 out on the driveway. We're gonna get that guy charging up with this specific charger. So sit back, relax, let's open up the box. Okay, welcome back to GeekSmart, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a lovely fall day. The only thing I've done so far is just taken the scissors and cut the tape. I haven't actually unboxed it yet, so I'm looking forward just as much as you are. All right, nice piece of foam. And then we actually have what looks like the actual J1772 plug here with its cable, and then another piece of foam. And there's the EV charger right there. Let's get this guy. Well, let's see, there's a bag here. Looks like they have an EV charger key card. So I'm gonna see what that's all about. Looks like some concrete anchors. So you can anchor this into concrete, whichever, if you're gonna do on the outside or something like that, that's where that is. EV charging station installation and user guide. So that comes with that. And then we actually have the EV charger itself. Oh, this is a lot slicker. Okay. All right. So EV charger on the back, there actually is the panel that you mount wherever you're going to mount this. And it looks like just a standard Phillips head screw on the bottom down here. Let me grab that. So right down here you can see there's a Phillips head screw. Just take that guy out. Hold on to that, and then this, I bet, just comes out. And this is a nice heavy-duty piece of steel. Well, that's lovely. And it is wrapped in plastic, so it is, you can pull that off. I'm gonna leave it on there for now, just for installation purposes for me, but this white coating does come off if you want to remove it. So, but yeah, actual metal, not plastic on this one. So, this has a small pigtail, you can see, whatever it is. It's not super long. So what I'm gonna wanna do is basically mount this on the wall, set this where I want this first, then figure out where this is gonna go, then actually mount the plate itself. So let's get over to the wall. Well, the nice thing is it does come with that foam that I'm kneeling on. So essentially this is gonna go on the wall, right? And this little pigtail's gotta be in a spot so I can easily plug it into that guy. So actually, if I go above it maybe, that'll work right there. And then of course I can bring this over top of this. But so something like that right there will actually work pretty good. That, or if I actually took this outlet and flipped it upside down, then this could actually go above it and just boom, bang right there like that. Now I'm just doing this as a installation video, so in your case, you can choose however you want to do it. However, make sure that you check where this is going to get plugged in before you actually mount this. Otherwise, you're going to probably have to make 2 sets of holes in your wall. So, with that said, I think I'm going to go with something right in here. That's where I'm going to go. I've actually decided to go a little bit further on the right. This is on the left side of the unit anyway. So if I go to the right of my thing, I'll actually have a better place. So yeah, I think that's gonna work just like that. I put a mark on the wall for center, or for the center of the unit, which is roughly probably about there. And then I can use this stud actually that's right here to mount that. Now I'm gonna wanna get a level to make sure I'm plumb, but I think that's where I'm gonna go to start at least. Okay, so I have a stud I'm going into. And so what I did is I just used a level to level up straight up and down. Then when I figure out where that was, I'm going to mark the next hole above it so it's right in the center. And I'll have a little bit of leeway after it's on there. Yep, right in the stud. Get my fasteners ready quick. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this guy started. Now, I would probably use longer lags if I was setting this up permanently. But right now, these are the ones that I have that I could find readily. And they were getting into the stud, so that's the important part. So leave these loose, then get them plumbed up. Yep. So I'm in a stud here. Now, I would, if I was doing this permanently, I'd put drywall anchors on this one because I am on a drywall wall. The anchors that they give you in the box are specifically for concrete. So, you know, for outdoor use. In this case, I'm in the garage with a drywall wall instead, or actually a plaster wall, technically. I am anchored into a stud, and now I can actually take this unit, and it's gonna go on there like so. If you can see, it goes up and down a little bit, so when it comes down, it should lock it into place. And then I will want to put that screw in down below to secure it to the wall. So let's do that. Okie dokie. I'm going to continue using this guy. Now, I can't come along and steal this. Now, big thing, obviously, if I had both of these, all 4 holes anchored, this thing ain't going to go anywhere. That's the nice thing about that. All right, let's get it plugged in here. Okay, so mounted on the wall. Got the power plug here. Yank it into that guy. And she should be booting up now. And there's a blue light. So let's see what these lights mean. Getting out the manual. Okay, so you can see how many times this is blinking. This is blinking 7 times, which means the emergency stop, confirm the status of the emergency stop, which is on the side here, must be pushed in from factory, so that's a good way to test it out. I'll show you that. Okay, so on the side here is the emergency stop. Looks like turn it clockwise releases it. I heard a click. And there we go. Now we're solid blue. Going back to the manual here, solid blue means the charging station is powered on, charging connector is not inserted in the car, and the app is not connected to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Which makes sense. We haven't done anything with the app yet. So that's next. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the app over here on the right-hand side, and we're going to go ahead and go through this one little bit by one little bit. Okay, so I just searched Shockflo in the App Store, and I can see right here that I'm going to get the Shockflo app. So I'm going to double-click that one, get that one to come through. Doesn't look crazy big. Now we're going to open it. Would like to send me notifications, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and register, and it looks like we have to put our email in quick. Give me just a second. So a verification code has been sent to my email. I'm going to look that up quick. And now I get to create a password. And now we'll hit register. And now we're going to hit add. Looks like it's going to scan. Oh, look at that. I found it just over the quick scan there on Bluetooth. Perfect. We're going to add network. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's let it refresh. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to add. Hit join. And there we go. Connected successfully. That took a few minutes. Which is weird because, I mean, obviously I had to come into here, hit the settings button up here in the top right, and then go back to Wi-Fi and then add it again. But that's all right. You know what? For some reason, it didn't find it the first time. Now, we have a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connection, so it's on my network. The nice thing is here on this front page here, you can see how much energy you used, and then also the rough cost of that energy. And if you click into it, shows even more how long you've charged for distance, which I don't know how it's going to know that specifically. Other than based on kilowatt hours charged, technically, right, on an average. So under the charge history and then account here at the bottom, just settings there. So let's go back here, hit that setting icon. Good connection status. We can change the name if we'd like. I'm gonna leave it at that. It just has a serial number on there. Max charge rate, 40 amps. Look like that's how max on this specific one. I'm gonna hit OK. Leave it as it was. Here's where we can change our energy price and then plug and charge. If we want to turn that plug and charge off where we have to manually set it to go, it is what it is. But energy price, let's go to 15. I think that's my area. That's what it's at. Schedule, if we want to do a schedule, we can add in a schedule. It looks like every day of the week. That's nice. Start and end. So that way, if you're on an area that has charge rates that are cheaper in the evening hours or maybe during the day, you can choose what time of day you'd like to charge at. That's pretty nice. Let's see here. Share with family. You can invite your family to also connect to this charger and see that. Charger info. Looks like just the information, rated power, rated current. And then firmware update. Currently we are up to date. And then I'm going to hit back. And we are good to go. Share your home charge. Let's hit this. Oh, okay, so that's just the sharing with the family member. Same as we just saw. So there we go. We are fully set up. Let's get a vehicle in here to plug into. Now the nice thing is the cable that it comes with is a 17-foot long cable. So plenty of distance for most setups. I'm just trying to get the tape off of here so I can get to the actual plug itself. There we go. Does come with a dust cover on the plug. So when you're not in use, you can cover it, make sure that things don't get in there that shouldn't get in there. That's ready to go. I got the car pulled in right over here. Now I actually have the car door open because the car tells me when it's charging as well. And on the Ioniq 6, we just pushed on the little button there. Now I'm pretty much really well charged on this already, so I don't need a whole lot of a charge. But we are gonna plug this guy in. That's blinking blue over there, and I'll show you that here in a second. Green, blinking green. And it is charging right now. Looks like 9.5 kilowatt hours. Remaining time 1 hour to fully charge. Now this is the 40 amp charger. They do make this charger in a 48 amp as well. So I think it's like a $50 difference. If you don't have a 60 amp breaker and you only have a 50 amp breaker, the 40 amp is all you need. If you have the capability of doing 60 amps on the breaker box, then the 48 amp version is what you can get away with. So it did say charging, and it is charging, and I'll show that. So here on the wall, we're blinking green as we are charging. And then in the car, you can see here that it is charging currently. It's telling us the remaining charge time, 55 minutes to 100%. Because like I said, I charged this last night, so not a whole lot has been used up just driving to and from work. So there we go. Not to plug a car, but the Ioniq 6 is a pretty cool car if you're looking for one. Now a couple things real quick, just going over through the guide here. Blinking green means charging is in progress. If this goes solid green, that means we are done charging. It is not charging anymore, it's full. It's good to go. Charging, you know, they just go through all the colors, and that's the big ones that color that mean a lot. If you see this red at any time, then you definitely want to get this book out to see what the blink rate means. Okay, we're going to go back into the Shockflo app to see what this looks like while we're charging, to see if there is anything. And I just pulled down to refresh it. It is charging. Let's go into it. Hey, look at that. Seeing how much energy, how much cost we've gone so far, how long we've been charging for. That's pretty cool. View more. So current 38.8 amps. So we are almost hitting that 40 amps. That's pretty awesome. Pretty simple, pretty easy diagnosis, or to tell you exactly what's going on. And of course, from the app, I can stop charging. So I'm gonna hit stop. Let's see what happens. Blinking blue, or blinking cyan, really. And the car does not tell me that it just says remaining time 55 minutes, but obviously we're not pulling any. And then let's hit OK. Now we can hit start in the app. And the car is now actually said charging started. So yep, there we go. That's what she looks like. Now to go through one other part that I haven't touched on yet, and that's these EV charging cards, right? So these are little cards that you can actually tap. So right now it's still charging. If I tap it on the front here where it has a little card signal, it'll stop the charge. And then I heard the click. If I tap it again, it'll start the charge. So these will allow you to turn it on, turn it off. Now you could also not set in the app, set it to not automatically start charging when you plug into the car, which means you'll have to either start that with this card or the app, which gives you security. If you're installing this outside of your house where anybody could really have access to it, that's where these cards and your cell phone come in to allow you to start charging without worrying about people stealing power from you. They'll be able to plug it into their vehicles just fine. It just won't automatically start charging their car. So that's where these come in, and they give you two. One that you can pop in each of your vehicles if you have two different EVs, or just backup if nothing else. But more than anything else, you don't ever have to use these. You can use the app. And my other favorite feature of this specific one, I have done an EV charger that had this feature as well. I really like this specifically for that outside use. I can do it with my phone, and I can also turn it off where I don't have to have this. Right now it's inside a locked area. Nobody's gonna get into my garage unless they pry my door open, right? I have it set to automatically start charging. So that's a really handy feature. You can choose how you want this charger to operate. That's a big bonus. So that is it. So when you're not in use, this does have kind of a little spot on the top, and of course my plug is just in a bad spot for this. All right, let's unwind it a little bit. And so you can just let it hang down like that and stays out of the way. Put a little dust cover on to protect that. So to close out the video, this is the Shockflo S1. Now they offer two versions of the S1, which this is the 40 amp version, runs $549. The 48 amp version runs $599, so $50 difference. And more than anything, you really got to look at your panel and what your house can accommodate. If you can only do a 50 amp breaker, or you already have 50 amp breaker, do the 40 amp version, not a big deal. The difference between 40 and 48, yes, you're going to get between, I think 40 amps, you're going to get about 36 miles per hour of charge. And if you go to 48, you're going to get over 40. So yes, it will charge your car faster. But in all reality, when you're level 2 charging, it's not about that super speed. So in all reality, and all honesty, I don't want to keep using the same words over and over again. You don't need the 48 amps almost ever. I've had my Tesla for over a year and a half, and 48 amps, which my charger is capable of, because I have a 60 amp breaker where this is concerned. I don't always use that. In all reality, I go in my app and I can tone that down to 32 amps to just do a nice small, slower charge, or even take it down to like 24, 25 amps. You can choose what you want to do, and in this as well, I can make that not be 40 amps at charging rate. I can bring it down to 32, and that also doesn't put as much strain on my electric grid in my house. So maybe if I'm running the range and I'm running a bunch of stuff, I can't charge my car because I don't have enough power to really power everything. And so you can still charge your car at a slower rate, even with this one. So, but that's the difference between the 40 and the 48. Really, it comes down to your panel and what you can accommodate in your electrical panel. Speak with your electrician. In this case, the nice thing about this one is if you already have that 1450 plug installed, you don't need an electrician. All you got to do is be willing to mount 4 holes and anchor that to the wall, and you're good to go. And setup of it in your app and everything like that, super, super easy. So that is the Shockflo S1. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you can for me. Let me know what you think. I have tried now, I want to say like 5 or 6 different EV chargers, and everyone has its benefit, right? Everyone has things that are better than others. I actually really like this one. I own my Tesla one because I have a Tesla and I have that one. But in all reality, the thing is it's for Teslas, right? That's what it's built for, and everything, it works good for that. This is universal. I can use my adapter and use this with a Tesla. I can use it with about any car possible with that J1772 and with any adapter, right? So whether you're a Tesla owner or you're a Hyundai owner or you're a Chevy owner, it doesn't matter what vehicle you own. This is a charger that actually works really good. And indoor, outdoor use, secured and unsecured location. That's the Shockflo S1. Good job, Shockflo. I really like this charger. You did a good job. And I really like the capability of not having to use those key cards. That's fantastic. So thank you for watching to the end. We'll catch you back here on GeekSmart for another future video install. We'll see you soon.